Democracy functioned just fine last night. We had fair votes around big issues, and it worked. Not in the way Republicans wanted, perhaps, but in the way the voters wanted. With us now, Sean Spicer, former White House press secretary, NewsNation contributor, and Lauren Wright, associate research scholar and lecturer in politics and public affairs, Princeton University. Sean, I know you're sitting next to me, but ladies first.
Yeah,
Lauren,
I'd give Lauren the first
there you go.
one,
Lauren,
okay.
how'd I do? You agree?
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, it's impossible to ignore the abortion issue last night. What really surprised me is it's Republicans who made this salient. You know, I understand in 2022, they lost very badly skirting the issue of abortion. So Youngkin and Republicans figured, okay, let's stake out a position. We know the majority of Americans think second and third trimester abortion should be illegal. So we'll put forth this 15-week ban and we'll campaign on it. The problem is, as you and I have talked about many times, Leland, in a post-Dobbs environment, the energy, the anger, the fear is on the Democrat side. And it's like any other personal freedom issue where Democrats worry about their rights being taken away. It's just like gun control, for instance. You know, people wonder, well, if the majority of Americans think that we should have common sense gun reforms, why can't it pass in Congress? Well, it doesn't pass because there's an asymmetry between how much Republican gun owners and Democratic non-gun owners care about the issue, and the gun owners
the extreme
win
parts
every single time. Yeah,
the extreme parts of the party. Sean, look, I don't think you can argue that democracy worked yesterday. That's just sort of the way it happens. How much of this is the field of play being defined by Democrats, and how much of this is Republicans playing the short game to be able to win primary elections versus Democrats being able to play the long game?
So a couple things. One, there is no second place in politics. So I admit Democrats had a good night last night, right? The reality is, and I shared with this earlier in an op-ed that I put in The Hill, I think Republicans had a bad strategy. Lauren pointed this out, this idea of going into it as a 15-week ban was a dumb idea. Strategically, Republicans played this issue wrong up and down the ballot, and they'll continue to play it. If they continue to play it wrong, they'll continue to suffer at the ballot box. So, I mean, the premise is right. Democracy did work last night. People got out to vote. No one's complaining the day after. And as I said, I'm not happy about the results, but I accept them. I think Republicans need to learn how to run better campaigns, message better. Look, again, I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything, but I can walk through. I mean, in Virginia, Republicans were down by two seats in the state Senate. They picked one up. They actually improved their standing in the state Senate. They lost in the House of Delegates. In Kentucky, every statewide race went Republican except for the incumbent governor, who's very popular. So it's not great. You don't get a second-place trophy in politics, but this was not a wipeout for Republicans.
Yeah, you said about Andy Beshear in Kentucky, yep. Republican plus 25 state, and Beshear wins by 5 points. I've never seen this happen in all of my time covering politics. I don't know if either of you had. The winning candidate thanked effectively one individual by name in his acceptance speech, victory speech, that was the subject of a campaign ad. We're going to show you the ad. Take a listen.
She is a brave young woman who came forward to share her story, to speak for so many that couldn't speak for themselves. And because of her courage, this Commonwealth is going to be a better place.
To tell a 12-year-old girl she must have the baby of her stepfather who raped her is unthinkable. I'm speaking out because women and girls need to have options.
Lauren, I'm thinking about the rule of physics, right? This isn't political science, but every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The equal and opposite reaction to Roe was the fight by Republicans for so long. Then they won, and now we're seeing the equal and opposite reaction to that. It seems as though every state's going to kind of end up having to figure it out on their own the way they want it. And now we're going to have to go through 2024 with Hadley ads across the country.
That's exactly right. There will be so many more ads like this, and there are a lot of stories like this. And as long as some Republicans have the position of no exceptions ever, that will be painted as the party's position.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven unbiased coverage.